What is up, family? My name is Omar Rodriguez, and welcome back to the Metal Mixtape. And today we are going to visit one of my favorite bands in the whole world, the one and only DIMMU BORGIR. And also, we're going to be talking about Selenos. He absolutely changed my life and helped shape my career when he gave me a chance to interview him about 7 years ago when my radio show was very small. Before we even had a YouTube channel, before we were on social media, he gave a little guy like me a chance, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And if it wasn't for artists like Selenos and bands like DIMMU BORGIR, us publications like us, my show, The Metal Mixtape, we wouldn't be around and we wouldn't be doing as beautiful things as we are doing now, you know. And one of the videos we're going to be doing today as well is going to be doing a Wacken video. Wacken is the most incredible heavy metal festival on the absolute planet. It is the pinnacle. I would recommend go watching all their videos, follow all their social medias. It's such a huge community of metalheads from around the world. You know, yesterday I was telling my girlfriend about how I love how there's like a unity of crowds from all around the world. And you know, anytime I talk to any artist, I've talked to Dragon Force, hundreds of artists out there, and they always say, Wacken is the mecca for metal. Wacken is the place you want to be. And you know what? Ever since I saw DIMMU BORGIR in Ozfest 2004, I remember going and revisiting all the Ozfest videos, which led me over to Wacken. And literally, right now I'm 36. That was in 2004. I have been a fan of Wacken since I was 21, because when I saw the videos over there from back in the day, and the fires and the flames and just the metalheads and how intense everybody is and how the love and community for heavy metal is, it just lit a fire in me. You know, when I was a 14-year-old kid, I was super shy. I didn't know a whole lot about heavy metal and everything. And when I went to my first Ozfest and I got to see DIMMU BORGIR and I got to see Slayer, you know, that's when I saw, you know, oh wow, where's DIMMU BORGIR from? And they're like, oh, they're a Norwegian band. And then after I looked at when they're a Norwegian band, then I stumbled upon one thing. Wacken open air. And then I looked up all the bands that ever played at Wacken and just how incredible it is. And you know what? I'm hoping with God's metal grace that I will be at Wacken this year, because I am ready to go and prove myself to Wacken that I am a metalhead, that I'm going to work with my heart, with all my heart, with all my strength, and prove that I could show my strength to all my fellow metalhead brothers and sisters. I deserve to be there. I want to be there. Let me bleed for Wacken, and we're going to bleed for DIMMU BORGIR today, because we're going to be doing DIMMU BORGIR doing Mourning Palace, and this is the live Forces of the Northern Light. I looked at the video a little bit before just to make sure it was at Wacken, and it is at Wacken 2012, and I'm just super excited. Wacken, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I won't let you down. DIMMU BORGIR, man. And it's fun. And you know what? I love the Mourning Palace, but the album that I got into when it was 2004, it was their Prodigies of the Apocalypse album. And I remember after that album came out, and then maybe 10 years later, getting a hold of Selenos, it truly, they say don't meet your heroes, but you know what? I'm happy I got to talk to Selenos, and he gave me a chance. And, that was when I had like 10 or 20 interviews, and now we have done over 350 interviews and over almost 1,200 videos on YouTube. To people like Selenos for believing in me. So DIMMU BORGIR, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and heavy metal on. And also, you know what? I hope one day to be at Wacken and just to see where the origination of all this incredible metal from around the world plays, the Mecca, the one and only Wacken open air. Are you guys ready? I am ready. Here's DIMMU BORGIR, Mourning Palace, live Forces of the Northern Light here on the Metal Mixtape.
I remember next year, DIMMU BORGIR celebrates 20 years of existence. Thank you for tonight. We hope you enjoy the show. This next one is entitled The Mourning Palace. Come on, let me hear you! Daylight, just fire the rage is blood.
DIMMU BORGIR. Wacken, dude. Holy moly cannoli. That is what heavy metal's about. That is the dream. Huge shout out to Nuclear Blast Records. They're awesome. We've done a lot of work with them. And huge shout out to DIMMU BORGIR, dude. Holy moly cannoli, Batman. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. And you know what's awesome about DIMMU BORGIR is that I believe they are going to be on this year's lineup. I wanted to say I believe because I knew, but then I didn't want to sound like a complete idiot if I didn't know, but I know. I've read this lineup a million times, but also DIMMU BORGIR is going to be on this lineup of the Wacken Open Air. And honestly, my biggest for Wacken Open Air, if there was one dream I could do for my interview if I do go to Germany. Right now I got my passport. My mom helped me get the money. We're just waiting for the green light. But the one interview would have to be DIMMU BORGIR, man, because when I interviewed Selenos, man, I didn't have one subscriber, dude. I hardly had any listeners on the radio. I hardly had anybody really supporting me. And the fact that he gave me a chance, it just blew my mind. Seeing them at Ozfest blew my mind. And, you know, if it wasn't for DIMMU BORGIR, I would have never gotten to all these bands from Europe, honestly, because right after DIMMU BORGIR, then it was like Nightwish, then it was like Children of Bodom. And, you know, Iron Maiden, that whole era, dude, it was just a whole lot of bands that, you know, it's crazy. Yeah, you would think, you know, but the thing is, it's like, it's insane how the years have passed, man. You know what I mean? I got into DIMMU BORGIR when I was 14. I'm 36. It's 22 years ago, man. And it would be a dream come true, man, if I could interview them in person. And you know what? Even if it doesn't work out, I will continue to work my hardest because, you know what? If it wasn't for heavy metal, man, I wouldn't have anything in my life, dude. I want to have my son. I want to have all the friends I have. I want to have all the confidence I have, you know, from playing music. And I owe everything to metal, man. And it's impossible to put into words how bad I want the Wacken thing to work out. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep working hard, dude. I'm not gonna stop, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's the mecca for heavy metal, dude. I have to go. I have to work hard. It will happen. But you know what? If you guys love DIMMU BORGIR, let me know below. If you guys like Wacken, tell me a Wacken story. And remember to go to Wacken. It is sold out, but there's always tickets if you look places and stuff. But you will absolutely enjoy it. So Wacken Open Air. It is July 30th to August 2nd. Featuring bands like Machine Head, Gojira, Apocalyptica, Papa Roach, Within Temptation, Saxon, Misery, Saltatio, Mortis, August Rich Red, Obituary, DIMMU BORGIR, Michael Schechner, Peyton Parrish, Beyond the Black, Clawfinger, Gravedigger, Wind Rose, Brothers of Metal, Tarja and Marco Hayetala, you know we love our Taria Torinen, Hanabe, Decapitated Destruction, Celesti, Orange Goblin, Angel Witch, Dominum, Exorder, Night Demon, Mimi Barks, Seven Spires, Clowns, Duel, Crown Shift, Midnight, Anniversary Show, The Helicopters, Victory, Walls of Jericho, and lots and lots and lots more. It's going to be absolutely great, and as God is my witness, the Metal Mixtape will be at Wacken. I love you guys. My name is Omar Rodriguez, DJ the Don Ramo. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for supporting DIMMU BORGIR, and thank you so much for supporting Wacken. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And as always, there's 100,000 channels out there, and the fact that you're here, it means your family. I love you guys. Peace.